What is this? Foamstars? I can't believe this!
Oh, that's outrageous! I'm outraged!
A 4v4 online shooter where you shoot bright colored liquid and move through that liquid? Are you taking the bloody piss, mate? This is blatantly a Splatoon ripoff. As we all know, Splatoon is the first and only liquid type game. Other than World of Goo, and The Blob, and Unfinished Swan, and Epic Mickey, and Okami, and The Blob 2, and Jet Set Radio, and Super Mario Sunshine, and Metal Gear Solid 4. Okay, look, obviously the Splatoon inspiration is there. I don't think anyone's denying that. I don't think after 2 to 3 very popular Splatoon games, they coincidentally made this in a vacuum, you know? But is it inherently wrong to be inspired by other games and make your own version with your own ideas? No, all art is iterative. Nobody calls 2D platformers Mario clones or first-person shooters Doom clones or Battle Royale games PUBG clones or whatever the first one was, or all video games Pong clones, right? I've played the hell out of all 3 Splatoon games for over 2,000 combined hours, and you know what one thing Splatoon could benefit from? Some competition. Y'all seen how barren each update is? They done sold the same dang game 3 dang times. So if Mr. Clean and the Downy Bear want to collab and make a new soap type game on a separate console as Splatoon, then I say bring it on. And now that I've tried Foamstars in their live open beta, and keep in mind it was just the demo, not the full game, so things could change, I would not call this game a Splatoon clone or ripoff. The game's played completely differently. I'd say it's like 50% Splatoon, 25% hero shooter, 15% Fortnite building mode, and 10% unique stuff. What is Foamstars? It's a 4v4 online shooter where you pick a character and shoot colorful foam at colored people, at the other colored people. That's the Splatoon part. However, this game is exclusive to PlayStation 4 and 5, and the weekend beta demo was only on PS5.
Clean up your act! Clean up your act! Clean up your act! Clean up your act!
No! What? No! You all saw I was doing amazing! This really is Splatoon! You even got a main, sub, and special weapon that charges up over time, like Splatoon. Well, technically you have 2 sub-weapons that are on cooldowns. They're your little battle buddies. They ride on your surfboard. Hell yeah, Animal Warfare. And yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and BS you, alright? Some of these abilities seem a little familiar to Splatoon abilities. There's a character named Ravebreaker who has a similar name to the Splatoon 3 special Wavebreaker that are both named after the ocean object Wavebreaker. Replying with the Wavebreaker image was really funny the first time, but maybe the joke has run its course by now, y'all. You can pile up the foam to give yourself height advantages. That's the Fortnite part. I guess I don't play Fortnite. Hero shooters like Overwatch. Nope, we don't talk about that game here. Like, paladins. Each character has different weapons and abilities and personalities and voice lines that they repeat over and over and over. What do I like about it? The character design and the vibes, man. It's a big party, player. I've been to a few foam party raves in my more youthful days. They're pretty fun. And that's the vibe this game is going for. The game takes place in Bath Vegas. And we're just here to have fun. We're not here to get kills. We're here to get chills. Yes, they're really called that. Everyone Fortnite dances around on the select screen, dousing themselves with victory champagne before the match has even begun, which is probably bad luck. It has a fun, jazzy soundtrack. I already know people are gonna dunk on me for saying that some of the songs, like the main theme, remind me of some of the vocal tracks from Persona 5, but they do. The timbre of the female vocalists are pretty similar. See? That's one way it's different from Splatoon. None of the singers sound like they're gargling salt water. In the beta, there were 8 playable characters available, all with unique designs, with slots for at least 4 more, probably including the tutorial guy who's in all the trailers. They should add the DJ Hype Man Rubber Ducky as a playable character. That would be really funny. The character designs are pretty fun. Some are ideas you've seen before, like the main character being an idol and a pro gamer character, but others are pretty creative. My favorite character was Penny Gwyn. She's a radical leftist who's trying to stop climate change by force, which is maybe what we should be doing in real life. She commands a bunch of flipper flopper troopers for her subs and specials and maybe thinks she's actually one of them? She's basically a yassified penguin from Batman. The game modes, this is my favorite part. They're really unique, or at least they were unique to me. I don't play a lot of shooters. I don't know if similar modes are in other games. There were 2 modes available in the beta and it looked like spaces for at least 4 more. Thankfully, there's no mode where you cross your eyes and paint the floor for 3 minutes. Smash the Star. It's sort of like Team Deathmatch, but with a twist, like a martini. Get it, Vegas? Okay, anyways, here, I'll explain the mode with a diagram of randomly generated icons. Your team racks up 7 kills. Sorry, chills. Then the best player on the other team is named the star player and they get some buffs, so you chill them and that's how you win. There's a lot of interesting strategies here which makes for really dynamic gameplay. Most people I played with would spread out, but I found the best strategy to be to gang up on one person. If you have a coordinated team, this mode is great with a ton of depth. Unfortunately, I only played with random teammates who maybe did not read the rules of the game mode, so one round we spawned the star player very quickly, but then nobody else besides me would even attempt to go for the star player for several minutes. And then eventually, I was named the star player on our team because, as you all know, I'm pretty amazing at video games. And then we lost in overtime because I accidentally went outside the Fortnite Hunger Games sudden death zone. The other mode available was Happy Bath Survival. You got a 2v2 dual monkeying in the middle, and then 2 more on the outside running support and chunk of bananas, then you rotate. This mode I did not enjoy as much as Smash the Star since it wasn't always clear what my support moves even did, but I think given more time I could figure it out. I really like how in both modes, you don't just chill someone by just shooting them, you have to completely foam them up and they start bouncing around. Then you slide into them with your surfboard to finish them off. And then the announcer is like, nice chill. However, if a teammate is foamed up, you can save them by sliding into them with your surfboard first. Your teammates will not try to save you very often, or ever, even though I saved them plenty of times. Which is why I think it's good to team up with people on your team, not try to go solo sponge warrior. What do I dislike about the game? The colors. Okay, so having the foam that you're shooting contrast with the background and level structures is a good idea on paper. However, if you have these dark nighttime levels and this extremely bright neon foam spraying all over the place, it kind of feels like you're looking at your phone at night in bed. Does anyone else need to do that to fall asleep? I feel like it's probably really unhealthy. I streamed some of my time playing the beta, ignore my transparent body in the corner, years of streaming, and I still can't figure out OBS chroma key settings. And many people in my chat were saying that it was hurting their eyes to even look at it. Hopefully they were referring to the colors and not my questionable day 1 gameplay. I was looking at it through my helmet visor on stream, where I usually can't see a goddamn thing, so in Foamstars that may have actually helped to filter out some of the oversaturation. But I played it later sans helmet, and while it wasn't horrible, it was definitely extremely bright. Splatoon matches always have one bright color and one dark color to help visual contrast and color blindness, so I'm not sure how well having both teams in Foamstars use bright neon colors is gonna work. Lack of conveyance. So sometimes when I'm playing Splatoon, right, with all the paint flying and special effects and UI messages and everything, sometimes when it gets really chaotic, it's hard to tell what's going on in a match. But compared to Foamstars, Splatoon is like a hyper-specific delineated hourly workout plan written by an MBA detailed-oriented dominatrix secretary. Okay, this metaphor got away from me. I'm sure that with more playtime, I would be better at knowing what the heck I am doing, but god dang, there's so much crap all over the place. Sometimes it's hard to tell if I'm even doing damage, if my shots are hitting, how much damage I'm taking, how the foam interacts with the other color foam, if I can heal in my color foam. Despite this supposed to be the clean game, this is a mess.
I can't even see. What is that?
Again, obviously, this is just a demo. There was a very quick tutorial at the start, and then get chucked right into online play. So it would help if the full game has a single player mode, or battles against bots where I can practice in a lower aggro environment. But maybe more audio and visual cues for things would help. In Splatoon, when my special is charged, I get a sound and a flare around me, so I'm well aware of it. But in Foamstars, I would forget that it's even there at all. So yeah, more prominent sounds since VFX for my subs and specials heals are recharged and when I'm taking or dealing damage, better UI showing who's currently alive on each team, stuff like that would be a huge help in feeling the flow of the game. The controls. I play Splatoon with motion controls, they're pretty dang good. I played Foamstars with motion controls, they royally suck ass in this game. And in case you're new here, first of all, welcome, thanks for coming. Second of all, before you dog on motion controls, motion is significantly closer to mouse and keyboard than just sticks controls, since it allows for smoother aiming and more precise movements. And for that very reason, a lot of sticks-only games need aim assist. But in the Foamstars demo, I was constantly having to reset my aiming every 3 seconds. This was my first time ever using motion on PlayStation 5, so I don't know if that's the fault of the PS5 controller, not the game itself. Also, some Foamstars weapons often follow a weird trajectory, and the foam coverage arcs need to be adjusted to cover the immediate area around your feet, so you can easily shoot your weapon, then surf through your foam for better schmovement, instead of having to keep looking down and spraying the ground first.
Dislikes. Square Enix.
I initially assumed this game was only being published by Square Enix and developed by another studio, but I can't find any other company logos, so I guess it's being made by one of their internal teams. Square Enix has an unmatched track record of making high-quality, single-player role-playing games. Final Fantasy, one of my favorite game series of all time. Triangle Strategy last year I really enjoyed. Kingdom Hearts is a series with a very passionate fan base. The whole Dragon Quest series, well, that's more Enix than Square, but you get what I'm saying, right? However, their forays into outside of their time-tested niche have been, plus some of their recent business decisions have been, don't quite inspire confidence in this particular consumer. At time of writing, I do not know what release model they're gonna go with for Foamstars. So, is it going to be a fully developed and realized game upon release with a fully supported online community? Or is it going to be a game that comes out and then needs to be remade? Or is it going to be a free-to-play live service content trickle premium battle pass microtransaction-laden bullshit factory? The framework is certainly there, that gets shut down after a few months since it failed to make $1 gajillion. So we can only wait and see and hope for the best. One way they could inspire confidence, Square Enix, if you're listening, maybe send me some free stuff, maybe fly me out to Vegas for the game's release foam party that I bet you'll have. Y'all, I can so easily be paid off. I am cheap. Overall thoughts. So the room for improvement is very apparent. After all, it was just a demo. But honestly, I had a really fun time playing it. Even on stream, I kept saying, okay, this will be my last one, and then kept playing for another like 4 to 5 minutes. It's obviously Splatoon inspired, but plays completely differently. For one, you reload all the time, and definitely trying to do its own thing. It is a new IP, and as such, it's much less held back by what it quote-unquote needs to be. So I'm cautiously optimistic about the full game, where I am determined to become the #1 foam star. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, then you may enjoy my previous video on the current underwhelming state of Splatoon 3. Comment below with how you feel about Foamstars. Does it look interesting? Does it look like a Splatoon ripoff cash grab? Let me know. And today's comment code word is Mr. Clean. Comment Mr. Clean if you made it all the way through the video, and that's it, video's over.